has already claimed the lives.
Struggle with the threat of coronavirus.
Coronavirus skyrocketing to new record.
Virus that is moving across the world.
In 2020, the world was hit by a global pandemic, which put an end to traveling as we know it. International tourism dropped by 65% on average, with countries like Australia and Canada banning tourism altogether. So if you are a digital nomad, or someone who's always wanted to travel the world and work online, things might be feeling sad or gloomy at the moment. But what if I told you there is still countries out there ready to welcome you with open arms? What if I told you that there are places out there ready to explore? There are people out there who are excited to meet you, chat with you in a pub, or share a coffee in a local cafe. One such place is Sarajevo, Bosnia. In October 2020, I decided to travel to Sarajevo and work online from there for 3 months. One day, I took out my phone and vlogged a day in my life as a digital nomad on my wonky phone camera. Here's how it went. So, it's the 11th of January. Hello from Sarajevo. It's raining today, but for the last 3 months, I've seen sunny days like this, and sometimes snowy days like this. Isn't it beautiful? Walking through the streets of Sarajevo is an experience. I like to call it my wabi-sabi walk. For those who aren't familiar with the term, wabi-sabi is a Japanese philosophy where we learn to see the beauty in imperfection. That's how walking the streets of Sarajevo feels for me. Some insight. So Sarajevo is the capital of Bosnia, and the population is around 500,000 people. I chose to live in the Old Town area, where most of the tourist attractions and activities are. Like right now, I'm walking through the old bazaar so I can get to the coffee shop I usually work at. Sarajevo is cheap. Like, if you've traveled to Vietnam or Malaysia, you probably know how cheap things are over there. Well, Sarajevo is pretty similar in pricing. My rent is about 200 euros, excluding bills, for a 2-bedroom house. My bills are around 150 marks, which is the Bosnian currency, so that's about 75 euros per month. A main meal would cost about 2 to 3 euros. Coffee costs about the same. I decided to get a pay-as-you-go SIM card where I pay about 1 mark per day for 30 GB, which is way more than I need since most coffee shops here have Wi-Fi anyway. Internet connection is pretty good for online work. Sarajevo is very walkable as well, so I've never really had to use public transport, but if you had to, a tram ticket would be a little less than €1 per ride. All in all, these things make Bosnia super attractive for digital nomads cost-wise. If you work online, there are plenty of coffee shops you can work from. I have a pretty good routine here now, so the staff know exactly what drink I want to get. I usually spend a few hours working in one coffee shop, then go for a walk, have lunch, then hit the second coffee shop for my second work session. Sarajevo is a small place, but it still holds some really cool historic buildings. You can see the difference between the architecture from the Ottoman influence to the Hungarian buildings, to the communism and the communist Yugoslavian buildings, and now, more recently, the modern architecture in the new parts of Sarajevo. There's a specific part of the town where you can see where the Ottoman architecture stops and where the Hungarian one begins. Some people like to take pictures here. I prefer to stand in the rain while my boyfriend attempts to show the difference. Hello! Sarajevo is beautiful, especially because of the hills and the mountains. These mountains are absolutely gorgeous. It feels like Sarajevo is nestled in a valley surrounded by beautiful hills and mountains you can look at. Definitely get that gondola up or just drive higher up on the hills so you can enjoy the views. All in all, Sarajevo is a beautiful place that is accepting tourists right now. So if you can and want to embrace that digital nomad life, or if you're looking for a little getaway right now, add Sarajevo to your list. You won't regret it. That's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video, despite the average phone quality and the rain. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you want more videos about how to design a life and business that you love. See you next time. Bye!
I'm filming!